Lavinia.
Yes, we have Lavinia. Lavinia has been already there several times. She's also in Germany. Yeah, Lavinia, how are you?
Yes, I'm fine, thank you. I'm trying to my camera to
Switch on. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Doesn't work.
Uh,
No,
yes,
here you are.
Yeah.
yes, I'm drowsy. I'm in my garden.
Yes, I see. I also spend the whole day in my yard outside because we have wonderful weather finally here in Europe and in Germany. So today we had really 27 Celsius. You know what does it mean, Stanley? It's
Yeah,
about 80 Fahrenheit.
you have 85 degrees today?
80, about 80
Oh, yeah.
Fahrenheit. So it's
And
like 27.
And it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon in Berlin, right?
Yes, right.
Okay. We have 8 a.m. in Deming, New Mexico, US of A.
And you, how was the weather as always?
Very hot, very nice, and it was 105 yesterday.
Oh, that's really warm.
Well,
And,
yeah.
but how is the difference during the year? Is there a big difference or not in the weather, in the climate?
We had snow in the winter, a little.
Oh, really? Okay.
Then it does freeze. It gets below freezing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
But you said you used to live in Washington, so they have a lot of rain and snow
yes.
sometimes too.
Yes, and 340 days of clouds, sunrise, and here we have 340 plus days of beautiful sunshine, sunrise.
Yes. And how did you decide it? What was the motivation for your decision to go there and not somewhere else?
We came here in the 80s. We came here when we were traveling, my wife and I.
Mm-hmm.
And we liked it, and we have lots of friends. And when it was time to move, we sold everything in Seattle and moved down here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very small town. The motivation is you can always find a parking spot.
That's an argument.
and you can open your car door all the way. The parking spots are big enough so that you can actually get in and out. And it's a lot of friendly people. There's 12,000 people here.
Okay, I see.
As opposed to all the people in Washington.
And how many years had you lived in Washington?
In New Mexico, we'll have be 6 years in June.
No, I mean in Seattle, also in Washington.
All of our life.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except for when I was in the Air Force and traveling around the world.
Okay, so you were born also in Washington?
I was born on an Air Force base in Washington.
Oh.
My dad was in the Air Force. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Is that why you had been in Germany, or was it?
Yes.
I'm pretty curious, as you can see.
Yes.
If it's too much, you'd say it's too much.
Oh, curiosity is wonderful. I am more than happy about. I think I met the books over a year and a half ago. Mm-hmm. And I have book 1 in Russian that I'm reading with the extra added, I think 13 chapters that Vladimir put in after.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of fun. Anyway.
Yes. Yeah, I'm reading now book 2 again, but as I said, I don't read from the beginning to the end. I just go with my intuition, and I choose a chapter, and then I read chapter or 2, and then I contemplate on that, and I really like it to do it this way, and every time I find something new and new motivation and so on.
Well, yeah, I open the books also, just open them up to any page, and I go up I have a rooftop like an observation deck up on my roof where I see mountains 360 degrees. Yes, it's really beautiful. We're in a high desert. Somebody new coming on here.
Yes,
Mary.
it's Mary. Mary from Ireland. Hi, Mary. How are you? And yes, I heard from my friends. I have friends in USA, and they all say that New Mexico is one of the most beautiful places, and a lot of people like being there. And yeah, so I hope one day maybe I will do it. I want to travel so across America and to see everything, but of course for that I need time. But this is my dream, to see everything, like from the East Coast to the West Coast and from the North to the South, because it's such a great big country. There is so much to see. Yeah.
How would you travel?
I don't know yet.
You could go by train. You could rent a car and just travel, or you could just go and find. You probably lots and lots of people who know Anastasia. I call her Anastasia.
Yeah.
Lots of people who know Anastasia would welcome you.
Yes, I think there will be. It could be really a great adventure. So I am already planning it in my mind. Now, of course, it's difficult. I am not even allowed to travel to the USA now because I have no vaccination, so they will not let me in. But let's hope that one day this will change, then I can go. Yeah, but this is what I would like to do one day. Great adventure to take for myself, like 2-3 months, and just be free and just travel and stay where I like it and see this beautiful wild nature. And yeah.
Yes. Are you in Berlin? Is that where you
No,
are?
I am in Munich, near Munich.
In Munich, Münchenstadt. Yeah.
Yes, not in the city, but in the countryside a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Lavinia, how are you doing? You want to say something? Because we are talking, I want you don't want you to feel excluded. We all want to talk together.
No, I'm not feeling excluded.
Okay.
I enjoy the talk. Yeah, I'm fine. I enjoy the beautiful weather also. And yes, I had a holiday and I was very busy. That's why I was not with you. But now I have time and I will join. Mm-hmm. But in uni, I'm planning also a holiday to go again in Romania.
Romania?
Yes, and there are 2 weeks.
What country? What country are you going to?
Romania.
Oh, Romania.
She's from Romania, yes. It's a magical country, you know. Dracula comes from Romania.
What?
You know?
Dracula. Dracula.
But I'm not going to Dracula.
Have you been there already?
I have been there. I have been there. But yes, that's beautiful. I was also now when I was in holiday in a mountain region, and I was looking for a teeny house.
Okay.
And for land, but it was not quite suitable because it was holiday. It was Easter, and all the people were busy with something else. And I haven't so much luck to
find something
to achieve my objectives out. But I'm going in June also, and I hope I'll find something.
So you're gonna, yes, speak, Stanley.
How much land are you looking for? Enough to start a kin's domain?
I'm planning to, but it's so difficult to attain all the condition for kin's domain. I was looking for land and for a house in a mountain area, and it seems that's difficult when I'm not there. So only with internet, what I found in internet, it's not what I saw there. And yes, I have to check everything that I find in internet. And yes.
Yes, but Romania is a beautiful country and there is beautiful nature and the prices are suitable. So it's still, I think, a good place to invest because the value will rise. So yeah, you can't do any mistake, I think. So when you speak the language, it's a great advantage. So, and you said you're going to move back to Romania, right? You want to?
We are planning that, and it was for me also important to find a region where there is also a school, because I have a daughter that goes to school, and yes, and we have found it, but we still need answers. So we go in June for answers because the owners, there are 3 owners for this land where we wanted to move, and they were all in holiday to the children, and they live in other lands, so we have to wait now. And yes, that was an interesting experience this time to do such a thing. And it was very interesting because I've been confronted with lots of negative opinions why I'm doing that. That is you can't do that. You have everything in Germany. You can't do that. And that was difficult to try to explain because the people are not open to hear. They I don't know. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And
on the land you're looking for, do you have water there?
yes.
Is it on the Black Sea or the Caspian or what? I don't know Romania, but what?
Which part of Romania?
It's in Transylvania.
Okay.
Transylvania.
The magical land.
Yes, very. Wasn't Count Saint Germain from Transylvania?
Could be, but well, this is a very interesting question about Saint Germain. You know why? Because I had been thinking so much about Saint Germain, who, the same as I think about Anastasia. I love this contemplation. Who are they? You know?
Yes.
And I can sit there and the whole day and just think about it. Where are they from? Who are they really? And I love this contemplation. So let's do it maybe now because it's so cool. What is your feeling? Who is Anastasia really? Let's make a little game. What do you think? What does your heart say? Hi, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
You are muted, Mary. We cannot hear you. So yes, Stanley, what do you think? Who is Anastasia?
Anastasia is, well, she's the embodiment of the divine mother principle.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful.
And she picked a very difficult man to fall in love with.
Maybe it's also for her a new experience to grow, you know?
I do believe so. Yes, she has everything else. Yeah. Okay, Lavinia, who is Anastasia to you?
I am quite new in this relationship with Anastasia.
You're researching still.
Yes, but I also think that is something that comes from the source, so a divine principle. But the experience that she wanted to live and this relationship with Vladimir, yes, that's a contemplation point for me also. But I think that is that principle that we all want to attain.
But her grandfather and great-grandfather did not approve of her relationship with Vladimir.
Not really.
He is not. He is not a good choice, but apparently he is now. You know, over 30 years, he has grown a lot.
Exactly.
As we all have. Yeah, go ahead.
And that's not a coincidence. So I don't think that it was just a coincidence that she just said, okay, let's take this guy or let's take another guy. There's something more deep in this relationship. And yeah, so it's really interesting. And, you know, I know that all the answers are within us. So when we just keep contemplating, we will get the answer, because maybe it's also the key to our own evolution in the book, that she doesn't say who she really is and let everyone to find the answer for themselves. So this is
I think she isn't who she really is. She changes, you know. She's a shapeshifter. So, but I want to know what people think about her son.
It's also very interesting.
Yes, well, in the new version of the Russian book, there's like 8 chapters that weren't in the first book, in book 1. And a lot of them talk about him, you know, then they call him Fyodor, yeah. But, and I'd also like to know about their daughter, you know, what she's doing. And also Vladimir's relationship with his wife and his daughter, who takes care of everything for him. There's a lot of interesting third dimensional ropes we can follow, you know, lines we can follow. But the best thing is that Anastasia actually is manifested and helping people, and all the beautiful stories of the Kin's domains that are happening in Estonia and Latvia. Anyway, I'm excited, and I just purchased another acre, so I now have 2 acres.
Oh, so cool!
And my wife and I planted 4 trees, 2 Stanley plum trees and 2 Asian pear trees, and we have, well, we're working on our Kin's domain.
Awesome. Yeah, that's beautiful. And that's what I think, for example, it doesn't have to be a settlement where many people come together. It's the main idea is to have your own Kin's domain, you know, space of love. And then when other people come, it's beautiful too, but it doesn't have to be a settlement like those eco villages, you know. That's why I'm not a friend of eco villages, because that's a totally different idea. And yeah, that would be nothing for me, for example, because I know so many people living who had lived there in such eco villages, and yeah, they were not very happy actually. So yeah, that's total different idea. That's why I like it more. And yeah, Mary, Mary, what do you think about Anastasia? Who is she to you?
Okay, I have only read 4 of the books. No, I've read 5. Before I was introduced to Anastasia, I had read Anna, Grandmother of Jesus, and I really loved that book. It just resonated so much with me, and I was reluctant to read Anastasia because I was afraid it was going to contradict what I had felt was right. But to me, she seems to be part of that lineage, you know, from what I have read so far, and that she has been sent at this point in time to, you know, to show people the way, because the world seems to be so lost at the moment. And so I read earlier, has there been a black magic spell cast on people, and that she really is, yeah, I believe she is sent from Source at this point in time. And I found it difficult to warm to him for quite a while. Then maybe he's been playing it up because of, writing the books or whatever, but maybe talking or, communicating through him, it makes her more real. I actually don't know. I'm going around in circles, but yeah, I do feel that from reading the Anna book, I feel that Anastasia is one of those people who has come back, who has reincarnated now at this point in time, just to take people back again to where, a little bit of the ascension process or whatever, just to guide people back to, yeah, I don't know, but to me, she's sent from above to show us the light, at this point in time. That's just what I feel, to show us a way back, a path back to the source.
Yeah.
A long-winded, incoherent reply to your question, Agata.
I think it's beautiful. I like to listen to other people. What they think about her, and also other masters, because we know there are other masters too. But I like it because everyone has a personal relationship to these beings, and all of us have different feelings. And it's wonderful just to share the experience. And I think there is not right and not wrong. Everyone has personal relationship. That's why I like it so much. Yeah, so beautiful how we all resonate in different way, and yes, feel the connection and the attraction to those masters. Yes, for me, she's someone coming from the future. Yes, I was contemplating it. Is she coming from the past, or is she coming from the future? Because she speaks about ancient wisdom, ancient civilizations, but the knowledge, the technology they have, we don't have it now. So for us, it will be going back to the future. Yes, we have to first remember all these skills and all this the knowledge and the wisdom. So we are not there yet. Yeah, so that's why I think it's above time. It's like in the quantum field, all realities exist simultaneously, and there is no past or future. It's just a different level, a different dimension, and we are awakening now. We try to reach the next level, as you say, the ascension, or next step, and those beings come back or come down, however we want to call it, just to guide us, as we all said, and to help us to remember who we really are. Yeah, that's how I feel. And I also used to have, or I have, not I used to have, but as I was younger, when I was younger, I used to have connection to Jesus, for example, as a child. And for me, he is also, of course, ascended master, and they are all have their lineage, as you say. And yeah, that's really interesting. For me, for example, I don't know if you heard, Lavinia knows, for me is my closest friend, my closest master teacher is Ramtha. I don't know if you heard about Ramtha. Maybe you heard, Stanley, because you were in Washington. That's where he was. And for me, he is very, very close to me. And he also is somebody who teaches me, who guides me, who is very, very close to me and very dear to me. And through his teachings, I was able to make the connection to beings from higher dimensions. And Anastasia is also, I'm sure that he helped me to connect to her. That's, I feel very deeply in my heart, very deeply. Yeah.
Maybe that's something, the reason we are connecting today is because Ramtha, I never got into Ramtha's teachings, but I worked a construction job for almost a year in front of his house.
Really?
Where they did the channeling, yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, I drove every day from Seattle down to
Yeah.
down to that road, and I wondered if I should go in and meet the ram, you know, but I didn't.
How did you feel about it? Weren't you curious or?
No, I was fine, but I also have been blessed with having lots and lots of teachers. Like,
Okay, I see.
like the book Be Here Now, you know, are you familiar with the book Be Here Now?
From whom is that?
Well, it's Ramdas.
Okay.
Okay, well, anyway, long story.
Yeah.
I was driving up to Canada every other week at that time. My teacher was there in Vancouver. And I would drive up every week and have seminars and then come back. Now, I have to tell you guys a secret.
Tell us a secret.
I'm telling you a secret because my wife is in the other room, but she looks like Anastasia. I wake up with Anastasia every single morning.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes. And so she looks like the picture of her on the book, you know, I mean, and her name is Risha. And we've been together 40 years. So we've got a track record, so to speak, you know. But yeah, I wake up, you know, she manifests to me every morning. So there you have it. That's my secret. But I also, Vladimir kind of hints. He writes the books as a, you know, a person who, a non-believer or whatever, the first few books, and then he changes. But bye, Mary. She left.
Mary, you disappeared. Just wanted to tell you.
But anyway, I think that Vladimir and Anastasia have been together since the Ved Rus. So.
Yeah, I think too that they have deeper connection, and there is a reason why she chose him or whatever. The souls found each other's, and yeah, that's beautiful, and yeah. But it's amazing. I like this contemplation. We're also speaking about Saint Germain. And have you read the book, The Red Lion? Do you know the book?
But I have had some really wonderful encounters. When I first met Risha, she gave me a tape of Saint Germain, and I had never heard of him before, and that was 40 years ago. And well, that's another story. But I played
Tell
that.
us the story. It's interesting.
It was on a loop, and I played it all day in my truck. And the next day I had knee surgery. And Saint Germain, who I didn't know, but I'd played this tape the whole day before, woke me up in the middle of the surgery. And he said, tell the doctor to take a break.
Wow.
And I looked at the doctor and I said, Dr. Bernstein, take a break. And he said, well, I was just going to have to cut into your knee and you would have had to stay in the hospital for a week. And, you know, there was a whole bunch of stuff. And he said, but nobody tells me to take a break. And I said, well, I'm telling you, walk around the operating room and then come back. And he finished in like 3 minutes when he came back. But Saint Germain actually woke me up and said, tell the doctor to take a break.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. So that was my introduction to Saint Germain, and the Ascended Masters, there are a lot of beautiful people that are helping us.
Yes.
And some of them are manifest on the planet, like, well, I'm not sure if Anastasia is actually totally manifest on the planet. I think she lives in the 5th dimension, you know.
Me neither. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are a lot of helpers here. And like I said, I wake up every morning with Anastasia. So I'm very.
That's really awesome. That's really cool. Yeah. Where is your Anastasia now? Busy in garden?
She just came and shut the door so she didn't have to listen to me.
Or maybe she's in the fifth dimension now.
Yes. Yeah, she's out actually in her garden planting seeds.
Well, I also think that's my feeling. My intuition tells me that Anastasia, she is not all the time there in Siberia. I have the feeling that she just comes and goes whenever she wants to. And she is also in other dimensions. And so I don't think she's all the time there. She just comes and goes. That's how I feel.
So has Vladimir come and talked in Munich?
Well, and I don't know, I told you about the video, the Zoom call, or no, not Zoom, on YouTube, there was an interview, but now he wasn't there, no. And in the moment, it's not possible to travel to them, you know, Russians are not allowed to enter European Union, or it's quite difficult. I don't know if not allowed at all, but I think that there are no flies between Russia and Europe, so it's quite complicated and really, really difficult. The situation now is getting worse, yeah, let's say this way. And this is also what I contemplate a lot. Yeah, this war we have, it can really, yeah, take some longer time.
That's one of the things that Anastasia says, don't focus on that, focus on the joy and the what brings a smile to your face. There are things that bring a smile to your face, and one of them I think is Anastasia and herself. You know, I think of her and I smile.
Yeah, sure, but you know, I also want to know what's going on in the world. You know? I also want to know what's happening, and we are quite involved in this situation. You know, all those people from the Ukraine, the refugees are coming here to Germany, and they are traumatized, and we are close to this war, yeah, and that's why we cannot just say, well, everything is great, and yeah.
It isn't to say everything is great, but are you helping the refugees? Are there a lot of them coming to Munich?
There are a lot of, I think so far in Germany there are like 400,000, but in Poland, which is closer, of course, to Ukraine, there are over 3 millions already. So yeah, it's a lot of, and are still coming daily, you know, and those people are, yeah, that's really difficult situation. So yeah, but actually we don't know the truth, what the war is all about. That's the thing. And
No, we don't. And so I wonder if we could just take a few moments of silence and tune in with Anastasia and listen and see how we can best be of service to.
That's a great idea. Let's do that. Let's close our eyes for a while and let's focus on her, and maybe we get some message.
Yeah, put her in the third eye. Mm.
And maybe now let's connect to Volodya. And to Anastasia, to the daughter. And now let's invite all the others, ascended masters and beings who want to help humanity. Let's invite them all and show them our love and gratitude.
Mm.
Thank you.
Mm. So you may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
That was beautiful.
Hey,
Thank
you'll
you.
join us and the world can live as one.
Beautiful. Oh, that was really awesome. I had a wonderful idea, wonderful impulse to do that, Stanley. Thank you. It was a guidance to your soul and your friends from elsewhere. Yeah, it's just wonderful.
And Mary, who did you say your teacher is? Mother Mary?
I don't seem to have these connections that other people have at all. So I don't know. It was a book I was told about, and Anna, grandmother of Jesus. And
Oh, yes, I read that.
Tell us a little bit about this book. I haven't heard about that yet. Can you tell
oh,
shortly what it's about?
oh, it's amazing. She has been incarnated, you know, she has come back a number of times, and we're kind of, I suppose, but I loved what she spoke about, but also I felt that she was sitting here in the kitchen with me when I was reading it.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, it really was. She wasn't just some abstract person that I was reading about. It was like she was just literally, you know, speaking to me in it. But she talked about, I suppose, she gave to me, she gave the real story of their background of the Essene, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but the Essene Mystery School, and you know how life was difficult. Life was very difficult for them, but they had a great sense of community, and they spent a lot of time learning. You know, they seemed to record and carry on and bring back old knowledge, I suppose, that was lost, and try to save it. And you know, but to me, she told the real story of their life, of Mary, of Mother Mary, and of, you know, I learned about Joseph of Arimathea and Mary Magdalene and Yeshua and all these people.
Wow, good. I get chills when you speak about it.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing, Agata. It was, she actually, she channeled it through an American lady called Claire Hartsong, who's living somewhere in the mountains of California at the moment. And, you know, it was just, oh, it was fabulous. Some of the things that jumped out at me, when she was telling us about, you know, coming up to the Last Supper and about Judas Iscariot, you know, and like the role play that everybody had, but she said about the duality that's in all of us, you know, that he wasn't all bad, he was playing a role, and he was good and bad, you know, like all of us. And I just think, wow, okay, yes, that's, I just felt that was really good. It was good to hear, you know, just that, you know, just to look at the duality in ourselves as well. But I just loved the, you know, yeah, I just loved it. It was difficult. Like, it was very difficult to be there around the time of the, you know, the crucifixion and that. But she kind of explained how it was, you know, how, like, we think of somebody nailed to a cross and, you know, the human suffering, but the way that they were trained, and, you know, it was incredible, like the traditions that they brought together. And, you know, they were great travelers. They spent so much time in Tibet. They were, you know, in Egypt. They traveled a lot and learned, and they were constantly integrating knowledge and learning. And, you know, even when they like, it was almost, it was quite real as well, you know. I mean, they were very real people. And even when they had to escape, and the way they came to France, and then the way that some of them came to England. And, you know, I read after that, I think Dolores Cannon's, some of her past life regression books. And then there's another couple who have done past life regression as well. Sorry, regression, I said aggression. And one of the people that they were communicating with was Joseph of Arimathea. Yes. And, you know, I suppose another very interesting thing about it is that they had knowledge back then that we weren't able for, you know. And I just wonder, when I look at Anastasia, you know, she's here now, she was at the 1990s and whatever, and that, you know, we're more able for that kind of knowledge now, because Anna didn't really give us well, look, it was fab. It's a book. If you're drawn to it, you just kind of have to get it, actually.
I thought I had it. I went and looked for it, but I couldn't find it.
What's the original title of the book?
It's
Anna,
just
grandmother.
Yeah, Anna, grandmother of Jesus.
Thank you.
And it's by Claire Hartsong.
It's
Clara.
good that you say it because you know this will be posted on YouTube later, so maybe other people will also get inspired to read the book. I would like to read it because I feel already I resonate to it and I love such books. So thank you for sharing it. It's really amazing. I see you're really light in your eyes, how you are really, that this book means a lot to you and probably
Yeah.
helped you a lot in your own evolution, your growth, personal growth.
Yes, it was the first book, the first time I ever read anything that, wow, this makes sense. She's talking directly and she has a message. Actually, after reading it, I know all of you are much more evolved than I am, but you'd actually feel kind of a responsibility to continue learning because you'd feel this book was not put in front of me just to kill time. I feel a responsibility now to learn and to find out why I'm here, and what I can do. But an interesting thing another interesting theme I found in it is that I noticed the start of COVID, fear. It was the fear, but they were afraid back then as well. Like it seems to be something that's running through humanity, this fear. And because she's mentioned it a number of times about, that we have to, finding our own ways of managing fear of not being fearful, because they were constantly being persecuted. That was fascinating. They really had a very, very, very difficult time, and they had to that's why so much of their work was secret. And if you were to go on and read some of the past life regression, they were so afraid to speak back then because the Romans were out, so many other groups were out to get them. The truth is something, their truth and the real truth that Anastasia is trying to bring up again. There are a lot of powerful forces who don't want to hear that, who don't want to know that. So it just shows you, I think it just shows how much power there is, they just, but I think somebody said that Anastasia in some one of her books, and I haven't come across it yet, that she has claimed or that she has said that she is, a sister of, a sister of Jesus. That I think she was. I just feel there's very much a same, mystery school, theme to
Well, we are all one, Mary.
Yes, yes.
And that oneness, I mean, there may be 7.5 billion people on the planet, but we all come from the same seed.
Yes, that's very true. We do.
Yeah, I also have been thinking about it, if she has any connection to Jesus, and I could feel in my heart that maybe she was really his sister, or maybe she meant sister something else, that they were in one mystery school, because I don't know if all of you know, but Ramtha told us many times that Jesus went as a child, they went to Egypt, and then he and his twin brother, Thomas, they spent there many years in the mystery schools. So maybe they were even there, it was also brotherhood and sisterhood. So we don't know if she means it by blood, maybe, but maybe just that they come from the same, civilization. We don't know, but we know that there were different groups who came to the earth, many, many years ago in the beginning. So maybe they are just from the same, family, let's say, or dynasty or whatever. But this is very interesting what you said now, Mary, and you see, I'm sure you will inspire other people who will listen to it later on YouTube and say, wow, this book resonates with me, because that's how I feel now. And it's always with book like that. You see somebody say something or you watch a video or whatever, and you say, oh, I want to read it too.
Mm-hmm. And the same thing with Joseph of Arimathea. He traveled all over, and he was how they provided Mary Magdalene and the people to get to France, and
That's also very interesting. What I would like to know, how was the journey exactly, when there is a book about it, when they moved to France, and it was probably also very difficult. They had to escape, and so they didn't have it really easy.
That's in the book, Agata, how they escaped. And she also talks about, they had to leave France. They were constantly backwards and forwards. But I was in Cornwall. None of you are from the UK, but Cornwall, the southwest of England, and they're beautiful people. Such a friendly area. It's the King Arthur legend. Well, I'm not sure if it's a legend or not, but I just, this is interesting. Like Joseph of Arimathea traded in tin, and he was possibly one of the most influential businessmen in the world at the time. I realized that in one of the past life regression, and it was because he was trading. He was coming to Cornwall, and he was buying the tin, and he was taking it back to various parts of Europe, and he was very wealthy as a result of it, and very well respected. But I was in that place, Tintagel, where, and you see, I didn't realize this. This is before I started this journey, but I loved Cornwall, and I just loved the people there. I just loved every single thing about it. And now I realize that, Joseph of Arimathea, these people were constantly backwards and forwards to Cornwall, and that they interacted with the Celts as well. So, Stonehenge and Avalon and, parts of Wales, and they went to Scotland. It's absolutely fascinating. I mean, it's a story as well as the what I call it, the spiritual aspect of it. It's just, the whole story is amazing as well, and they were very resilient people, but, they were very human as well, because after their travels, they would be very tired and they'd need to rest for a while. They were into the rest. And how in the Kin's domain, they mentioned that, the entertainment and the getting together was really important. That's so much part of their life as well, and it comes across more when they were in England. That these social gatherings were really important to them. There are lots of parallels, but you see, they really relate to us as well, and it's just really, funny, Agata, you said how it has resonated with you. I mentioned it to a number of people here, and it didn't resonate with anybody. And I actually gave up talking about it.
Oh, and now you're not allowed to do that. You're doing it so beautifully.
No point. Just nobody's interested in it. I gave 2 of them away. No interest whatsoever. So yeah, fascinating. Yeah, so I hope you.
I really love what you're talking, and I will, as soon as this meeting is over, I will order the book definitely, because it's so warm in my heart. And I also have the feeling that maybe you were there somehow, that you feel so strong and you feel so connected. So maybe your soul remembers, that's why you feel so attracted to this. So yes, could be. That's why, it's all possible to access the knowledge. You have it already in you, and please don't stop telling people about this book, because you are such an inspiration and light. You speak with such light in your heart and in your eyes, and the energy is so beautiful. So do it. And it doesn't matter, maybe 10 people will say, I'm not interested, but there will be one person, and you can change this person's life forever. Wow.
Yes, because it changed my life, it did. It was just, it made, even though I think you get into it much faster now because you'd understand it more from reading Anastasia, but it still made sense when I got into it. It just made so much sense. I think so much of what happens around us, I feel it doesn't make sense. And it really also, especially the last few years, it's really challenging. I think it's been great to see so many things, the light shining on so many things that didn't make sense before, but this book makes sense, even though it's, you know, it's a real life story from 2000 years ago. And yeah, it's just so beautiful. It really ties in, you know, the birth of Jesus and so many things, the whole concept around death. And it's, yeah, there is a connection. There's definitely a connection. And for me, the two of them work together, you know, which is great, because that's why I was afraid of. I was going, no, I can't just go against. Because the other thing felt so good in my heart, but no, it's okay.
When you put your hands up like that, the light shone through your hands so beautifully. When you watch the video, put your hands up again.
Oh, it won't shine. That was beginner's luck, Stanley.
Oh, there you go.
Do that. Yes.
Yes.
Don't be so shy.
And just shine, because you're doing, that's what you're doing for me today. You're uplifting me with the story. And I read that book years ago, and I didn't get that. I got a really good connection, but the shine, keep talking about it. You're doing good.
Thank you. I never shine at anything. But that book is truly, it really, yeah. She was just, and I haven't been able to get any more information about Anna herself. I read somewhere she was actually, I think her mother might have been English, and that they came from some royal bloodline that went way back, you know. So it's it's wonderful to be able to talk about it. I haven't actually been able to talk and share. It's the first time since I've read the book that I've actually been able to share it. And it actually means a lot, because I've forgotten a lot of it. I couldn't give the book to anybody because so much of it underlined, you know. But it's really wonderful to be able to share it, you know. But the people, there's a Mary Magdalene school in France now, and they do look. They're very much along the Anna books. They don't mention it. They actually mentioned Anastasia. See, that's another thing. They've mentioned Anastasia a few times as well. There's Anna and Petra who are in this school now, the Mary Magdalene school, and yeah, they have a lovely Facebook page, you know, the Mary Magdalene school, and you know they're very genuine people as well. They're lovely people. So, you know, it's yeah, it's wonderful to be on. It's to be able to connect with people who are on. You know, I know every person's journey is individual, but, you know, somebody who can kind of understand it at some level, if you know what I mean, you know, that, yeah.
It's so, you know, it's just so beautiful to listen to you, to the passion and the enthusiasm, how you speak. You are shining, really. You're such on fire, and this so authentic. That's true. It's coming from your heart. It's coming from your soul, and you know, it is what it's all about when we are connected, when we are open, and you are so really, you, as Stanley said, you are uplifting all of us, but also many more people. So it's beautiful. Thank you for it.
No, thank you, because it's fantastic to be able to share it, and it just affirms it as well, you know. It's affirming. It's good to, you know, thank you so much. It's the first time, like I said, I've been able to talk about it, you know, so I really, that's just, thank you.
That's why I love, speak, Stanley.
No, and we're sharing it with the world. We're sharing your light, your enthusiasm, and your love for Yeshua and Anna, grandmother of Jesus. All of that.
Thank you.
That love is shining through. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, this is why I love doing these calls. You know, every call is different and every call is so amazing. And always right people come and we share and we speak. And this is what it's all about, to share the light and to uplift each other and yeah, to spread the light. So yes, this is really, really beautiful. Yes.
And we're doing it in all over the world right now.
Yes, exactly. So
Very,
yes, Lavinia, please.
sorry. I wanted just to say also thank you for this sharing. That everything what Agata and Stanley said, it's true. Also from me, and yes, that's I appreciated this enthusiasm, and I think also that the information that you've shared and that in this book can help me also a lot of things to understand. But I just wanted to ask you if you can write in chat also the author. I haven't
Yes.
understand quite well the author.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Stanley, you have already read this book years ago, you said, right?
Yes, yes, yes. We used to read, my wife, Risha, and I, we read out loud all the time, and that was
Wow.
what we read.
Awesome. Really, really
Yes.
awesome. Yeah, so I am sure now they are all with us, all the masters, and help us and inspire us. So this is why this energy now in this call is so, do you feel it too? So such a love in my heart and joy and enthusiasm. So it's beautiful, and it's all you, Mary. We too. But you had 70% and we had 30% today.
And we
No,
brought,
it's such a,
Germain. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Mary.
it's such a safe, beautiful environment. It's safe, you know, it's because I often just leave on the profile picture and don't talk at all, whereas this just feels like a beautiful, safe, nurturing environment here being with you this afternoon. And, you know, from my heart, thank you. Really, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, because you've given me courage, and you've given me, yeah, you just, no, it's just, thank you. Honestly, I'm, yeah.
We have all tears in our eyes, you know.
Yeah. Nobody listens to me. This is just, no, thank you.
Maybe it's a sign that now it's time for you to speak more about it and see which fire and inspiration you have within you. So I am sure you have the ability to inspire many more people. Just the way you are, you know, nothing to force, because we cannot you know, you cannot force something like this, what you are speaking now. It's coming from your heart. And that's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, awesome.
Be humbled by that. I just, yeah.
Yes. And who is your friend, Lavinia? Do you have your master friend, somebody who is very close to you? Of course, we all love Anastasia. She is very dear to us and very close, but how do you feel in your heart?
Yes, I share the same master as you, Agata.
Ramtha.
Yes, that was my first one, my dear, and so powerful that is always with me, and I cannot imagine without him to live or to understand the things. So he brought me in the point that I could before not imagine. And I know the path is very long. So I've understand 0.1%, but I'm happy that I have discovered this. And the disciplines that I've learned and all the other references, because I've know about Saint Germain also from Ram. That was for me a huge discovery, and I realized that also when I read a book and after a while I read the second time, I discover other things, and I can not say, yes, I know what's in this book. Like you talk with so enthusiasm about this book, and I think that you can read it 1,000 times and you find something else there that the first time was not apparently so open to our mind. So
Yes,
that's
yeah.
my path.
Exactly, and this is so wonderful that we can share it. As Mary said, you cannot talk to everyone about these topics, but when you have
That's
your
right.
group, and now how we are here and we can share it and speak about it, and yeah, and Ramtha was also the teacher and master of Yeshua. That's why he told us so much about him. I don't know, Mary, have you heard about Ramtha?
No, can you spell it, please, Agata? Because I haven't heard of him.
Stanley, can you spell it? I'm not that good in spelling.
It's Ramtha.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. And Lavinia, what you were saying there, about getting something each time. That's what Anna said in the book, that you absorb at the time what you're able for, and I can just imagine if I went back to read it again, I get more, the more, like that's definitely true. And Stanley Saint Germain is one of these people, one of the people in Anna's book came back as Saint Germain, or like he's mentioned somewhere in this. I really do need to read the book again, but he is, yeah, because
Saint Germain is his teaching is freedom. Saint Germain manifested when they signed the Declaration of Independence here in the United States, 1776. Saint Germain gave a very fiery speech. Nobody knew who he was, but he showed up at the meeting and gave this fiery speech about freedom. And that's what was the foundation for the Declaration of Independence on July 4th, 1776. And so, yeah, Saint Germain has been very powerful in my life.
And sorry, Stanley, this is a stupid question, but how did he, you said he spoke at the Declaration of Independence. Did he take human form?
Yes, he manifested right there. Because you see, the avatars, the teachers, they're shapeshifters, and they can move from the fifth dimension to the third dimension, and if need be, but they don't manifest that often, It's really, really beautiful that Anastasia has manifested enough to get those 10 books written.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
And you call him Volodya. Vladimir, Agata, you call Vladimir Volodya?
Yes. Vladimir, not Vladimir. You meant the son. The son
is Fyodor, right?
Yeah, right now his name as a monk, it's Theodor. It's true, but I just wanted to know, to say Volodya so that everyone understands who we connect to, because, not everyone has the newest version of the book to know who is Theodor. Yeah, that's why, yeah. And
well,
just
Volodya,
for you. Yeah.
Volodya is the original name of his son. I forgot that.
Yes, that was, but actually he is Vladimir, but then Vladimir Volodya, I think that's how they called them. Now, just before I forget, for you, Mary, if you would like to check something about Ramtha, so the great book I would recommend you if you wanted to read is the White Book. It's just called the White Book, like the white color, because that's just for somebody who has maybe first contact. Then you will just learn more who he is. That's what I wanted to mention to the end about.
Yeah, thank you, Agata.
Yes, and Saint Germain is also somebody who I don't know much about him, but somehow I feel connected. And when I read the book, The Red Lion, then it's the beginning of this book. There's also a situation where he appears to this woman in Hungary, I guess it was in Hungary. Yes, and then that's, as you say, Stanley, that he just appears in different situation, manifests body and appears to people. Yeah. So
anything about freedom, he's right there.
Yeah, exactly, because it was a war, during the war, and it was something, very, very interesting.
He's probably manifesting in Kiev right now, He's probably sharing with what's going on.
Yes.
It is about freedom.
I heard that he is most of the time when he doesn't manifest somewhere to help people, that he is in Tibet, in Himalaya, but I'm not sure 100%.
There's a valley which I've just learned about. It's called the Valley of the Immortals.
Oh, really? Well, how did you hear something about it? I would like to know. I'm very interested in the immortal masters,
Yes. Well, there's a whole, I just learned about it last week, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
And it's a whole group of beings, and that's where they sort of hang out.
They have parties together, yeah.
But the seeds of immortality are planted within every one of our cells.
Sure.
They're getting ready to germinate.
Exactly. Yes.
Because we all are immortal. Eternal life, just one thing that Jesus talked about was, you all have eternal life.
Exactly.
So Joseph of Arimathea was very important when Risha and I got together 40 years ago. She had this, well, the book is right over here. Joseph.
Show us. No, beautiful. Stanley actually wanted to stay a couple of minutes, and now he's all the time with us today. It's you, Mary.
Wow.
Lavinia, some of those people in some of the Yana books now that I read, are you from Romania, is it? Are you
Yes, that's true.
in Romania? Yes,
I am
they settle some of the things.
I am
You're frozen. You're frozen, Mary. Say again, please.
Yeah, some of the same people, when they were dispersing, some of them finished up in Romania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Romania is a magical place, there are the mountains, and so there are, Lavinia knows more than me, but even I know, I've never been to Romania, but I want to go there too, and it's a magical place. Yes.
So
there it is.
I couldn't find Joseph of Arimathea, but I found the secret teachings of Mary Magdalene. And these are books that, I don't know, can you see?
Yes. Yeah, now I can see the secret teaching of Mary Magdalene. Mm-hmm.
And then this other one, the Return of the Divine Sophia.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what let's see, who's this by? Oh, Trish McGannon.
Can you say it, because the people on YouTube will not be able to see it? Just read it shortly, the title.
The Return of the Divine Sophia.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Healing the earth through the lost wisdom teachings of Jesus, Isis, and Mary Magdalene. Anyway, this is what Anastasia has awakened within me for the last year, is the just the knowing that Yeshua is right with us, and Saint Germain is right with, like Yeshua is sitting on your shoulder, Agata, on your right shoulder. He's sitting right there. So it's pretty nice to look at. You said I was only going to stay a couple minutes, and I had another Zoom call, and I couldn't stay away from here. You know, we're all supposed to be here together today.
Yeah, it's so funny because, as you say, you wanted to stay a couple of minutes and then you stayed, and it's always the right way how it is, you know. That's so beautiful, so spontaneously, you know. You stayed and we have beautiful.
And I got to tell you the secret that my wife is Anastasia. I wake up with her every day.
Yeah.
I almost forgot your secret. Tell us again, what is your secret? I think it's so beautiful. It's so lovely that you speak about your wife in such beautiful, loving way. It shows how deep and how divine your connection is, your relationship, and I love it. Beautiful.
We've been together 40 years, and it's been wonderful. Wonderful. We've been all over the world together.
And both on your spiritual path, which is also so beautiful. Not all relationship is like this, so you can support each other and help each other and inspire each other. Beautiful.
We actually came together. We both had very extensive libraries, and only 2 books were the same.
Okay.
One was the teacher that we were going to at the time. We had been in that group for 5 years, and the other was the Bible. We had those. All the other books were different. We had come through totally different path. But and sometimes I look at Risha and I say, we are so different. It's incredible how different we are, you know, and yet been together 40 years.
Probably that's the reason why.
So you are living the honeymoon effect for 40
Yes,
years
yes.
now.
You just stop time.
Yeah, but we just got there. It's first day. Every day, first day.
That's a great gift. Yes.
So Agata, when you come to the United States, come by and see us. We have.
I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you too, Mary. And
it would be wonderful, definitely. And yes, one day when this madness is over, what's going on now, I will come. That's why I can't go to USA now, even to school, nowhere. But yes, everything will. One day it will be over and we will be free and we will do more beautiful things and meet each other. I'm sure this will come soon. And
I have to tell you, I have the Ramtha white book, but I haven't read much of it.
Yeah, it's not your path, and it's okay.
No.
Ramtha said he didn't come for everyone. He just, like every teacher, they have their people who resonate to them, and it's not good and it's not bad. It's how it is. So, you know, it's totally free, and that's why, you know, I got the I heard about Ramtha 7 years. I heard about Ramtha, and then first after 7 years later, I heard about him again, and then I got the passion and the, you know, the enthusiasm. And for me, yeah, he's very dear and my master teacher. But it's how it is, and everyone has his own path. So Anastasia is to me very, very close. But yeah, without Ramtha, I would not have been able to, I think that's my feeling. He prepared me to meet her, and she's very close to me now too. And there is no competition for me, you know. Gabriel was talking about it in one video too, that he loves Anastasia, but he also has Yogananda, his master or his teacher, and they are both totally different. Yeah. So it's okay. It's only human minds that we think they are in competition or you are not allowed to have other teacher. That's not how they are. Yeah.
And all the teachers came with different things, like Paramahansa Yogananda was Kriya Yoga, and Kriya Yoga is action yoga, getting out there and building the kin's domain, getting out there and planting the trees and planting the broccoli, you know. I like Kriya Yoga. I when I walk every morning around my kin's domain, I feel like I'm doing Kriya Yoga with Paramahansa Yogananda.
You see, so there is no reason to say that it could be only this one and that one. That's how they are in the church, that they say there is only Jesus and he will save you, otherwise you burn in the hell. Yeah. That's not how we think. And Ramtha also has always told people to get their own piece of land and to be independent, to be sovereign, you know, to plant their food and not to depend on anybody, to be connected to nature. That's one of the most important teaching, to be connected to nature. And that's, so they are all teaching the same, but in a different way. And that's why they reach different people. The true masters, I mean, there are also many that are not that good, but you know, the true masters are all teaching the same things.
Yeah, but the ones that are not so good are true masters for someone else.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, exactly. So everyone will find his master and her master, and that's good.
Well, they find the master within themselves.
That's actually the main goal, to find the master in ourselves. That's why all want to lead us to, you know, that we...
Right. And to feel good about ourselves. Like right now, I feel really good sitting with the three of you, and I feel really blessed.
Me too, exactly. And you see how powerful this meeting is when we are only 4 people, by how powerful it is. It's not about how many people you have, it's about the energy, the frequency you're in. And that's what it's all about. Yeah. So yeah.
The meditation for service that we did in the middle was very, very, very powerful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stanley.
Yeah, it was your idea, but I really liked it too. It
was your meditation.
And you brought in the family as well. You brought in the son and the daughter, which was lovely, you know. Yeah.
Oh yes. Well, guys, let's take this beautiful energy with us for the rest of our day and our night, and let's stay in this high frequency of love, and let's stay connected, and let's spread this light around us with our families, with our friends, with our neighbors, with everyone around the world, because now we are really uplifted, and we can, like Mary, who put your hand up and there was light.
we can spread it around with our smiles.
Exactly.
Yes.
And the word namaste, everybody.
Yes. So if you want to say something for the closing, please do it now. If there is something you would like to say, otherwise I would like to say really thank you very much for this beautiful meeting. It was amazing, it was uplifting, and I'm really grateful for oh, somebody wants to come now. It's a little bit late, but let's let in for a while, but we are actually closing. Hello.
I also want to thank you to all of you, and I'm happy that I'm here with you. That was a great brief for today. Beautiful thing to do with beautiful people, beautiful souls. Thank you.
Thank you, Lavinia. Thank you very much.
I want to say thank you to all of you, because this has really touched me in my heart, which I find really difficult sometimes to access. But thank you to all of you, and Agata, thank you for facilitating it. You know, it's somebody has to pull these meetings together, and it's, yeah, thank you. So thank you.
Thank you very much. It's my big pleasure, and I really enjoy these meetings. And yes, so just at the end, Mary, you just joined the meeting, but we are now closing. So yes, still, but anyway, thank you very much for joining us now. It's coming to the end, but you're welcome to join us next time on, or you can watch the recording. It will be online available on YouTube as audio in the next days. Yes, and next in 2 weeks, we are again here together at the same time, and Sunday in 14 days. So stay blessed, everyone, and yes, let's stay connected.
And today is Wesak, and it's the full moon, and there is also a total eclipse of the moon tonight. And I don't know what time, well, 8 hours. So it'll be tomorrow for you guys, but ours is at 10:11 tonight is the eclipse, and 10:14 I think is the total full moon. And it is the Wesak festival, which is in the Himalayan valley where the immortals hang. Because
Okay. Thank you, Stanley. Thank you, everyone, and see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye-bye. Auf Wiedersehen.